Hello and welcome back to part 2 of 10 furry mods. Yes, part 2. Like, I already did my proper intro and everything, and we checked out 5 pretty interesting mods in part 1. So, if you haven't done so already, pause the video, go check out part 1. Otherwise, sit back, relax, and we'll continue from where we left off. Fallout 4. A game from a time where the word Fallout didn't immediately make people cringe. You start in your cushy 50s style home with your spouse and brand new baby when suddenly a distant nuke goes off and you are rushed into a vault. You are cryogenically frozen, and after some 200 years, you emerge to find that the world is now a complete nuclear wasteland. And just like Skyrim, what you do and where you go from there is completely up to you. Before the game starts, you're met with a character creator for both yourself and your in-game spouse. But if you install the Vulpine Race mod, suddenly the both of you are a couple of dashing foxes. You can choose your color, hairstyle, eye color, like there's actually a lot more than I was expecting, so I turned them into Sparkle Dogs. But one thing that I didn't realize is that the game generates your baby based on how you created your characters. The mod doesn't include the baby, so blue fox plus pink fox equals terrifying purple jelly baby. I didn't play through enough to see how he looked all grown up, but hey, maybe we should play this one on Twitch and find out. I was also absolutely cracking up laughing as we were all running to the vault, because it's like, oh, there's that guy, only saves his fursuit in a nuclear emergency, goddamn furries ruining everything again. I never got around to trying the mod that turns everyone into Vulpines, but I was having a lot of fun nonetheless. Really awesome mod. Terraria. This game is as timeless for me as Minecraft, and I've put an equal amount of hours into it too. It might look like 2D Minecraft, but Terraria is all about the boss fights. There are 30 unique bosses in total, and you will spend your whole game mining and upgrading your equipment to beat them one by one, as each one increases in difficulty. One of the core elements to help you in this boss-bashing endeavor are the game's various NPCs that will eventually move into housing you've made for them after you've met their particular conditions to do so. They do things like selling you exclusive items, helping you upgrade your existing ones, helping defend from zombie invasions, and they're just also a lot of fun. You're going to be spending a lot of time with these NPCs, so why not turn them into furries? The Furry NPCs pack retextures every single NPC into an appropriate anthroform, such as the Angler, who is now a cat, the Demolitionist is a mole, the Tavern Keep is a bear, and the Party Girl is a unicorn. There are plenty more, but similar to Stardew Valley, I don't want to ruin the whole surprise for you. As far as I know, there aren't any mods to turn yourself into a furry, but don't worry, the Zoologist NPC has got you covered there. Her shop will sometimes have tail and ear sets for a dog, a fox, a lizard, or a bunny, so you can don them and blend in with the furry crowd. The Sims 4 is a life simulator game where you have the tools to make whoever you like, build virtually any house you want, and then have them live the life that you have bestowed upon them. I personally have grown up with each installment of The Sims right back when there was just the one, and for pretty much as long as I can remember, I have been dreaming of the day that someone makes a solid furry Sims mod. It's just the perfect combo. Thanks to the insanely skilled modder that is Save State, that dream has been finally made a reality with their Sims 4 furry mod. I am more and more impressed by every second I play this mod. Like, it is ridiculously user-friendly and offers a lot. I played this mod on Twitch with the goal of turning our entire Sims village into furries, and I was enjoying it so much that when we finished, I hadn't realized that 4 hours had passed. The in-game editor gives you heaps of markings and colors to choose from, and while there are only canine and feline features for now, you can combine them to get pretty close to other species. And if you really want to have those perfect markings that are one-to-one to your character in mind, you can create custom skin textures and import them into the game. Save State has tutorials on all of this, which made this mod probably the easiest non-Steam Workshop mod to install. So yeah, if you're new to modding games, maybe start with this one. Once you've had your fun in the character creator, the game plays normally, though I find myself watching them super up and close just to admire those expressions and animations. Incredibly well done. I don't think I will ever go back to playing Sims 4 unmodded. Starbound. This was made by the same team behind Stardew Valley, but it's always left behind. I feel like it deserves a lot more love. It's basically Terraria meets No Man's Sky, and that's right down to the procedurally generated planets and creatures. When you start up a game, the first thing you gotta do is create your character from one of their many races. Normally, I'd always just go with avian because that's pretty much the closest thing you can get to anything you could really call a furry. Until the modding community changed that is. There are heaps of custom race mods to choose from, and all in the Steam Workshop, so installing them is an absolute breeze. Here's some of my favorites. The Avali, a pretty established species among furries, like I've mentioned them a fair bit in my videos, but it was this original Starbound mod that was the main pillar for their popularity. There's a lot of lore behind these guys, so if you like Avali, I highly recommend jumping into Starbound as one and learning about their roots. The Lombax is also a massive favourite of mine, and what I chose for my current Starbound playthrough. There's just something so right and satisfying about being a Lombax in space, and the mod even turns your ship assistant into a clank. That was a really cool surprise that I was not expecting. If you're a stickler for lore, don't stress, there is a mod that will remove the tails from the female Lombax for you. You've then got the Lysine race for that classic canid look, Torkin for a much more different take on furries, Saturnians because moths are awesome, and Lucario. Come on, who doesn't want to be a custom space Lucario? Let's face it.
It's me, Mario!
Super Mario 64, the 1996 hit that set the bar for 3D platforming games. It actually just recently got re-released as a part of the Super Mario 3D All-Stars pack for Switch, so hey, if you were like me and you grew up with PlayStations, now's a good time as ever to see what the hype was about. But what if instead of leaping through levels as Mario, you could relive the adventure as your persona? Save State is back at it again, and they have modded themselves into Super Mario 64. As far as I know, it's not publicly accessible yet, and I don't know if it ever will be, but I couldn't not mention it in this video. I had no idea that SM64 was moddable to this sort of level. I am absolutely floored with how gorgeous the model and its animations look. On top of that, Save State managed to get the mod onto an actual working Nintendo 64 cartridge so you can play it on an actual physical Nintendo 64. The fact that's even possible completely blows my mind. I really hope this gets released someday, and maybe even with a tutorial on how to edit the texture so we can bring our own personas into it, but until then, I will happily sit here in awe of it. So there you have it, my 10 favourite furry mods for 10 different games. Man, did I underestimate how big this was gonna be. Like, I have learned so much along the way, and I have had a blast. Like, I know modding games can be pretty daunting when it's more than just clicking subscribe on a couple of Steam Workshop items, but I promise you, with some simple computer knowledge and a lot of persistence and probably a lot of Googling too, you'll get there. Happy furry gaming, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye! This month's anniversary shoutouts go to Persephone and Tiny Sine Curve, who have both been here for 3 whole years. Thank you guys so much. Then we've got Kazuhikabara and Paradox, who have been here for 2 years, and for 1 year we've got Azazel Folk, Lesky Roo, Zombunny Creations, and Cotton Candy Flufftail. Thank you guys so much for all the support.